Oh, this is a huge moment. Ooh, hey. That's good. Good. So I guess it's time for a little update here. Everything up front on the send machine is located. Nothing's finished, but everything is where it's going to wind up. I don't know where anything's gonna go. And I think today is the day we locate the back axle and we start working our way up to the steering column. Because from the front of this frame back to the steering column is like, call it done. It's not done, but it's where it needs to be. And then from the rear axle, between the steering column and the rear axle, nothing's been touched at all. And so I think that's what we start working on today. We'll get both these guys to meet in the middle, and hopefully before too long we have something that is able to sit on all four of its own wheels. That'd be pretty cool. That's exciting. So I'll show you guys what the plan is here. Get this out of the way first. Step one, complete. This is where we're gonna wind up mounting that rear axle. So it's gonna go across, way across here. Actually, give me a sec, I could show you. How did this get so buried? Oh yeah. Stay. Good. Couple of these. Probably a couple of these. Sure. Does that fall? Maybe. Okay. Yeah, well, so that's not at all straight, but you get the idea. It'll be something like that. That diff is offset from the center of the axle. I say diff, it's not a diff, it's a solid axle, but you know what I mean. But it's offset, so we need to measure center to center on these hubs. Just kind of figure out where the actual middle of this axle is, because it's kind of hard to tell just looking at it. If we mount that diff housing to that rear plate and then beef it up with some frame action, I think that'll hold us. There's essentially, we've got 4 holes, and these are actually threaded, so we could bolt this in. I kind of want this diff housing to be removable, and it can unbolt, as you can see, like down here, it can actually unbolt from the axle. It's kind of 3 main pieces. So we could punch holes through this plate and bolt this guy to this plate, and then we can go and we could strengthen all this up later. We'll need a big hole in between all those 4 holes for the drive shaft. And I guess, I mean, we're kind of in business after that. So let's get started. Okay, 13 and a half. Nah, it's about 13 and 5/8. Okay, so we will go 6 3/4. We'll go, yeah, ish, about 6 13/16. This is the middle. Now, this is kind of awkward. Gonna kind of just have to eyeball this, but it looks like it's exactly 31 inches. So if we go 15 and a half. Hey, I actually have kind of a visual here. Is kind of right on this weld line on the axle. Sure. I mean, there's no way this is gonna be perfect, and that's okay with me. I just want it close. So I got the axle located on this rear panel. I know where it's gonna go through. Again, it's offset from the middle, so I'm kind of guesstimating, but there was a tape measure involved, so you know, it's only a half guess and a half measurement. But I'll show you what I've done. I've punched through right where the axle, the center of the axle, is actually going to be. You can see a little kind of crosshair that I set up there, and then I wound up actually going up by about 1/4 of an inch because it just didn't quite, I don't know, I didn't like how low it was. So now I'm going to grab a big old hole saw and we will punch our way through, if I have enough battery this time, which hopefully I do. Okay, that's it. So I'm gonna punch through with a hole saw and I'll catch up with you guys on the other side of that. You know, thinking about it, I could just set you up and let you watch, so let's do that. Well, there we go, ish. Cool. Yeah, so now basically what we're looking at is this guy going on here, just like that. Sweet. Now that I have my hole drilled, what are you? Get. Now that I have my hole drilled, I can kind of line this up, and I think this cross member here is actually parallel with what the axle should have been. So I'm thinking I'll have a little bit of wiggle room when I drill these holes. I'll have a little bit of slop in them so I can like kind of fine tune how straight that axle is. But I could probably use this guy in relation to like this with my inclinometer and just see if those are at the same angle. I think if that's the case, these will get really, really close to where they need to be. But I need to line, hello, line this up from back here, something like that. The trick's the trick's gonna be holding this in place. What does? Well, that looks pretty parallel too on the top. Man. Okay. New plan. I think I'm gonna just chop this off. Hey, get. Yeah. Yeah, not that. This way. This way. Hey, that's much easier to see. Yeah, this will be nice and easy to just pin in place. We can get the orientation of this figured out later, but that's pretty good. This just gives me, the reason I'm doing it this way, I mean, there's holes we could use on the diff housing as well, but using this little plate as a template just gives me it's much easier access for a drill bit and Sharpie and stuff, because I can get in this way really, really easily. And then we're obviously going to bolt that diff in place through this plate from the inside. So first things first, let's get that guy stuck where it's gonna go, ish. I know what I need to do very first though is clean some of this up. That is nasty. Woohoo! Oh man, I also need to get a little deburr tool or a file or something and help those out. When I was cleaning this thing, I really didn't do as good of a job as I thought I did. Like, I knew I didn't clean it all the way by any stretch of the imagination, but I did think I cleaned it better than it's been cleaned. That's pretty good. I think it's good enough. Yeah. Yeah, let me grab a file. I don't know. Let's see. We'll use a chain file. Yeah, I would just use a little circular deburr tool on this guy and just, you know, give it a little run around, but man, that hole saw left some big old burrs. Oh yeah, much more better. I mean, don't go run your finger around that, but should be fine. Now then. Oh yeah. Much better. Now, like I said, I think this only needs to be kind of close because we're gonna have slop in here a little bit on purpose. Okay, grab an F clamp. Ooh, these might be a little too big. This is the worst place, audio-wise, to film. My house is so loud, and I think this will hold it enough. Of course, as I'm saying that, my F-clamp's getting turned sideways. That's nice. Okay, well, then through the other way we go. Hey, come back here. Sure. All right, let's get us close. Now that we're all the way out of wherever our target was. I think that's pretty close. Yeah. Dude, that actually might be really close. Looks nice and center back here. I think we can roll with that. I think this is the smart thing to do. As much as I want to just go ahead and center punch the rest of them. Hey, get. I think we'll punch this one hole. And then we can pivot everything around that. And just make sure it's lined up where it needs to be. Also, I need to find the bolts that actually go in there. Because I don't remember which ones they were. Hey, that's pretty big. That looks like one. Ooh, that's pretty big. That also looks like one. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. Where'd you go? Come here. There you are. That's all it takes. Let's just check and see here. Oh yeah, okay, those are the ones. So that's what we're gonna pop through there. This guy here is gonna boop, pop right through there. Not that one, this one. Come here. Okay, at this point, what do I need? I need to get these out of my way. These go back up on that shelf. Bye-bye. Too much stuff in here. Okay, I've got these guys. I think we're gonna punch through this. We'll do a little 1/8 inch step. We'll take it all back. This battery's dead. Well, grab this one. Hey, y'all go there. Y'all go there. Nice. What was I doing? This one. Right. Delicious. You know, I need another one of those. Yum. Cool. Oh yeah. This might be a cool shot. It might not be a cool shot. I don't really know. Let's see if one of these bolts fits through there. I think these are the same size as our suspension pivot bolts. And they're not quite that size. A little bit bigger than a 3/8. Just like slightly. I've got this step drill that I think the 3/8 is just a little bit bigger than actually 3/8. It seems to work out. It seems to work out pretty well. Maybe. Let's see. Ooh, that's so close. Let me wallow a little bit. This is not the way to do this. Don't do what I do, I'm dumb. Hey. That's a snug fit though, Jesus. So this will be, because of how wallowed out this is not, it's really pretty snug. I might use this as like kind of a pilot of sorts, where we can kind of pivot around this bolt and make the others just a little bit bigger, so we've got that slop that we might need. It'd be nice if this little flange was square, but there are parts of it that are. But for the most part, it is just not, it's not square. A little bit of slop here will probably translate to enough wiggle to actually get this thing nice and straight with the frame. Ought to work. Woohoo! You're zoomed way in. Get out that way. Hey. Hey, how you doing? Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. What do I have to do? I'm gonna punch that hole and set the axle on there. Probably bolt it down with 2 bolts. We got some more things to discuss as far as mounting that axle goes, because there's a little more to it than just mounting it to that plate. You can't see me, I'm super dark. Hi. Set you down. So yeah, there's a little bit more to it than just mounting that thing flat on the rear of the frame, because that little tailpiece that's inside of the diff housing, it kind of sticks off just, you know, straight out of that housing. The problem is that my engine sits above that a couple of inches, so I think I'm actually going to have to shim this axle housing to kind of bring it up to kind of point towards the engine, since we're only running 1 U-joint. I don't know how we're going to do that yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to have to be done. So it's no big deal, we'll see. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and tap this hole and probably go ahead and set the axle on there, and then I'll bring you guys back in when the axle is hanging there, and we'll see what it looks like together. I'm super excited. We'll see if this works at all. We'll see how close we are, probably how far off we are, more like it. Let's back these bolts out just a little bit.
Okay, maybe a little bit of assistance. Ish, sure. I guess we do. Let's just start with the top. Oh no, everything's going awry. That's okay. Hey. Okay, we got some threadage. Okay, that's one. Let's see if we can. Oh, that might actually be pretty straight. Hey, I think this is gonna work. Okay, that's kind of starting to suck this thing closed. Yeah. I want to leave these loose for now so that I can kind of wiggle this thing square. Oh, nope, that's not gonna wiggle square. Hey, look at this. So it's on there.
Now let me just kind of eyeball. Yeah, that's not super straight right now.
It's really close, but we're off by 3 or 4 degrees maybe. But that is okay. We can actually
let's wallow out one of those holes a little bit. Let's make sure we're centered actually, before anything else.
Let's just take a look here and see. Oh yeah, the brakes are on. Right. About there, we got 31. So at about 15 and a half. 31. That's pretty centered, man. I like that. Centered up between the hubs. Yeah, we're pretty much dead on. This side of the axle is sitting lower than this side of the axle, and this whole thing is off from, like, if this is square here, or this is what level is, we're off by a couple of degrees. So I'm gonna knock this hole out down here a little bit bigger so that I could pivot it. And I think that'll do what I need it to do.
Hey, hi, welcome back. We've got 4 holes punched. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. I haven't tried to fit the axle on here. I wallowed out one of the holes to get the axle nice and level again. It was a couple degrees off on the first holes that I drilled, and that wasn't real great. But what can you do? It's part of it. So let's see if this fits now. I'm gonna set you guys down and we'll stick the axle on here, and I don't know, cross your fingers. Y'all cross yours. I'm gonna cross my toes because I need my fingers.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. Let's see. One, this there-ish. This? What are my other bolts?
Well, I have these two.
I found them. Hi. Cool. Okay. All right. Yeah. Moment of truth. Let's go ahead and we'll start with a known. We know that this one fits. Look out, WD. I'm gonna be kind of careful with these threads because this whole diff housing is just cast aluminum, and I don't want to strip anything out or put any like weird pressure on it. Okay, there's one. We'll put our bottom little like diagonal in here. Mm-hmm. That's 2. Uh-huh. Ugh. Hey, there's a nice little bump. Uh-oh. Okay, so I guess I just got off with my drill bit. We just kind of missed the hole a little bit, but I might be able to really carefully get in there and chew that out with a 3/8. I just don't want to punch through into the threads. I think that might be good enough. Okay, let's pop the axle back off. We'll grab a round file and then get back in there and do this correctly. I wish I had. I do have, hang on. More than one battery charged. Hey, come here. Hey, y'all remember that these bolts are right here, because I'm gonna forget again. Oh yeah. Nope. Threads are fine. That's good news. I want that nice and smooth because I don't want to give any kind of a point for stress fractures to originate from. Tell you what, let's just go ahead and go straight for the top here. See if we can get this guy to just thread on in. How cool would that be? Okay, maybe not right on then. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. Woo! Yeah. That fits there. No way, dude. Is this gonna fit here? Yes. Yes. Dude. Okay, so that's the rear axle on. Obviously we have a lot more bracing to do. I'm not exactly sure how yet, but we need to make this plate stronger and probably tie, I don't know, we might have like frame that comes up here, maybe kind of goes out and around where you sit, and then we could tie these guys up into that, just for a little extra strength. I'm gonna have to at some point shim the top. Yeah, shim the top of this diff housing, because it's pointed straight like through the frame right now, and I actually need it to point up just a little bit, I think, because the engine's output shaft sits, I don't know, 3 inches or so above this little tail shaft right here. And I'm only gonna have a U-joint coming out of the engine. So I need to point this at the end of that U-joint. Yeah, it's sturdy. It's really sturdy. Huh. Maybe we'll put some air in those back tires and just see how she sits. That'd be kind of cool. First time. We'll see.
I guess we may as well just do, we'll just do 4 lug nuts, 2 per like the front, for balance.
Let's see how weird this looks. Oh, hey. There we go. Okay. Hey. Oh, yeah. Now, I should say, the rear end is obviously still like stock track width, and the front is not even close. So, right now, the rear end is going to be a lot narrower than the front, actually by about 8 inches, if my maths are correct. So, I'm going to have to get wheel spacers for the rear end. Well, I guess I don't have to. I probably will, though. I want it to be pretty even looking. Sure. Oh, this is a huge moment. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Dude. I might go just wheelchair this around the yard right now. That's huge. She is sitting on all 4 of her own wheels. Yes. This is so great. So having this rear axle on here gives me a, I don't know, a point I can measure to and from. I still need to build like the back section of this frame to tie that axle in. Dude, it's surprisingly rigid as it is, but not nearly strong enough to go and rip around yet. So I need to build the rest of the frame back here. I can figure out where the gas tank's gonna go. Obviously there's a bunch of stuff to finish on the front, suspension, steering stuff. But now everything's like in place. It's all in place. So now it's just tying everything together and turning it into something that's really, really, really strong, really rigid, probably really heavy, and that's fun. Man, this is huge. This is huge. I've had to be so careful like stepping on and off of this thing so far because it's just been sitting on like 2x4s and 4x4s and kind of precariously balanced on those guys. But now, I mean, it's just on here, dude. This is so great. Give me my work flop back. Ugh. This is fantastic. Wow. All right, come here, I'll show you guys around this thing. Oh yeah. This looks ridiculous. That's crazy. If I move the seat, I'll show you guys kind of what's going on. This is what wound up going down in here. So we cut that flange off of what was the rear swing arm. And now it's kind of acting as a doubler. I'll probably wind up just welding that thing in place. And then it'll just be a permanent doubler in that rear plate. I still need to strengthen the rear plate up. I'm not sure how. exactly, but we need a couple of, you know, maybe a piece of tubing that comes from the top and the bottom and ties in, you know, I don't know, somewhere in this area. Not sure yet, but dude, I'm stoked about that though. That looks ridiculous. That looks ridiculous. And we got the little trailer hitch. Oh yeah. Oh, this is so cool, man. I've been waiting for this one for a minute. We'll put new tires on it eventually. Definitely not before the first rip, but eventually we certainly will. Man, dude, that's it. That's it. Dude, I'm so excited about this. This is great. Oh, this is so great. All right, well, that's it. That's all of this video. I know this one was kind of quick and dirty. Hello, sun in my face. Oh, oh, look at those. Ha. Okay, anyway, I know this one was kind of quick and dirty, but this is what I really wanted to get this done. I've been thinking about putting it lightly. I've been kind of stressing about where this axle is going to go, and now that it's in place, I don't really know what I was stressing about, but this is great. This is awesome, man. I'm so glad you guys are here for this, and I of course appreciate y'all being here. Wow. Wow. She's sitting on her own wheels. That's so cool. Okay, that's it. Till next time.